sure. But how many of you use ChatGPT in your professional lives? Okay, a few. In the next 15 minutes, ChatGPT would generate upwards of 10 million responses globally. And the rate of this innovation is continuing. Next slide, please. My name is Amol Bhave. I did my undergraduate and master's at MIT. Majored in electrical engineering and computer science and in physics. I've spent time in big tech at MEANA. I've done high frequency trading at Hudson River Trading. And currently I'm working as a founding engineer at an AI-first customer support startup. And here, today, I'm going to show you how AI is changing the world of engineering and what we all can do to adapt to it. So, to get the scope of this change, I just wanted to go through what are the different kind of epochs or our history that we've experienced that really changed our job market. The Industrial Revolution, we've all heard about it. 18th century, factories started replacing jobs that were done by hand, artisan jobs, but then new jobs got created. Factory workers, most importantly, mechanical engineers. But this whole change took, over a century to happen. It impacted maybe upwards of 500,000 jobs. Something closer, the dot-com and the e-commerce boom that happened. Impacted upwards of 2 million jobs. Took away jobs from, manual data entry, bookkeeping, but it also created new jobs. It created the whole field of software engineering as we know today. It created jobs in supply chain management, automation. But this change took, a decade or two. And now let's talk about the past 2 years. In 2025 alone, the World Economic Forum estimates that over 100 million jobs are going to be transformed due to AI. AI is one of the fastest adopting technology since the history. And this has happened over just 2 years. And this pace is continuing to accelerate. So the real question is, what changed? What happened now? Actually, the evolution of today's modern AI systems can be traced back to 2017. From by a paper from Google Research called "Attention is All You Need." It's a groundbreaking paper. This is one of the top most cited papers of this century. This paper actually introduced a new form of artificial neural network called transformers. So you see, until then, most of our neural networks were pretty basic. They could do some basic reasoning, they could think sequentially, they had some sort of memory, but not a lot. And then transformers, they changed all that. Now, these new models can think short term, think long term, they can reason, and they can really come close to what a human being is able to do. If you count the number of neurons in your brain, the number of parameters that go into, let's say, GPT-4, it's multiple orders of magnitude more than what your brain is able to do. And that is what we're at just now, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. The other thing that changed is the money that's flowing into AI. Over the past 5 years, US has invested upwards of $300 billion in AI research alone. On top of that, the cost of running these AI models have just been dramatically dropping. What used to require a supercomputer for these models to run, they can now run on your cell phones. So the combination of all of these is what's causing the AI revolution that we are seeing today. So how does it impact us? How does it impact your lives? Well, I can't say much about how this is going to change your industries, but I can talk about how AI has changed my professional life and how I use these tools every day. So the top one that I use are a class of tools called coding co-pilots. So there are products out there called Cursor, Windsor. These products are now worth billions of dollars. What can they do? They can auto-complete my code. They can generate new code just by prompting. They can find bugs in my existing code. They can fix them. A study 2 years ago that GitHub did found that engineers who are using their Copilot are 55% more efficient than people who are not. And this was 2 years ago, and this technology has completely changed since then. The next class of products are app and UI generators. So there are products called V0, Bolt, Figma AI. What they can do is you tell them what application you want. You tell them an idea. You tell them this is the product I want to develop. They take a while, and out comes a completely developed application. It can be using some databases. It's fully deployed. It's fully tested. And all you did was have a conversation with this product. Next slide. And some smaller products. This is code reviews. We do code reviews at our company every day. Most of them are by the AI. AI can also act as QA testers. You don't need QA testers. But these tools are not just a shortcut. They're actually fundamentally changing how engineers work. Engineers now no longer have to deal with mundane and repetitive tasks. They can start thinking a lot more abstractly. They can think about really what is the problem they're trying to solve, or what is the product they're trying to build. Next one. And this last one is my favorite and one of the coolest things I've seen. So there's this product called Devin. I'm sure everyone is familiar with Jira ticketing system. So if you write a ticket in Jira saying this is what you need to do, if you set the assignee to Devin, it's going to do the research. It's just automatic. We'll do the research, generate the code, write the test, write the documentation, run those tests, and then 30 to 45 minutes later, it sends a message to me on Slack saying, hey, the ticket that you assigned me, I already did it. Can you go review it? I go review it, I click accept, and then it goes and merges it. And this is what is possible today. This product exists today. And actually, I was reading these slides yesterday. Just yesterday morning, OpenAI also launched their coding agent called OpenAI Codex. So after this talk, I'm going to go home and try it out. So I haven't tried it yet. Next slide, please. So AI is a transformative technology, we all know. However, its real power is unlocked when it's paired with human expertise. So we all are either engineers, or we might be managing teams of engineers, or we might be responsible for hiring engineers. And the AI era engineer looks a lot different than what we all have been familiar with. They are adaptable. As we all know, innovation cannot be stopped. What we see today, the technology that exists today, it's going to continue accelerating. So these engineers, they always keep tabs on what are the latest tools that are out there that would make my job more efficient. More importantly, they always look out for tools that will make their job obsolete. Those are the engineers that you want to hire. Next. They are abstract thinkers. They don't worry about, oh, I want to do this same thing again and again. They're really thinking about those complex processes, systems. They're trying to identify the patterns. And they're trying to And they're trying to use AI to delegate all of those simple tasks, all of those repetitive tasks. Next slide, please. And this last one, I think that's the most important. They are grounded experts. They are masters of the fundamentals. Now, we all know AI is not perfect, and the reason is it is becoming more and more like humans, and humans are not perfect. AI cannot be perfect. So the AI era engineer, they know, they're masters. They know that when is it wrong. They know how to go fix it. And they know how to use AI to deliver robust and accurate solutions. Actually, this last point also has me a little worried, especially when it comes to engineering education. Students today are using these tools, except the solutions, the results that these tools generate, the students don't really understand what's going on. They went, they typed, I want to, I don't know, fix my bug. It comes back and fixes the bug, but the student doesn't know what actually went on. So it's not actually just the engineering world that has to change, it's the engineering education system that also now has to evolve. So, looking back at history, there's one thing we always know. Those who adapt are the ones who thrive. Industrial Revolution gave us the engineer, the modern engineer. The tech boom, it gave us software engineers. And now the AI era is here, and it is not stopping. The engineer of the future is not a coder. They're not people who can just solve problems. They are creators, they're innovators that are paired, that are augmented with AI. They are combining human and artificial intelligence together in a sort of hybrid intelligence. And here's the reality. AI is not replacing engineers. But engineers who use AI are replacing engineers who don't. So we today are really at the forefront of a major technological shift happening. And this whole evolution is already here. So the real question is, how are we adopting? How are we adopting to this shift? Thank you, and open for any questions.
Thank you, Amol.